Hi guys, so we are on day 5 of the Flats Challenge, and today is an open topic day, so we are allowed to talk about whatever we want, I guess. Today, my son, my 3-year-old, woke up vomiting and sick at like 4:30 this morning, and I was just thinking, ugh, I'm gonna have to wash diapers today too. And he was getting sick straight through until probably about 8:30 or 9 this morning. So I have been up since 4:30, and he kept me up basically. I only got a few hours of sleep last night, so I was really tired and I wasn't sure if I was going to get the washing done. But thankfully he stopped getting sick early in the morning around 8:30 or 9, and my 1-year-old went down for a nap, and I just did the flats washing right then. I got it done in the morning while he was napping, so I was feeling really good about myself from getting that done. I almost decided to just call it quits and just throw them in the washing machine because I have it right there and it's a crutch that I can rely on. But it really made me think about the fact that if I were actually in this position, I wouldn't be able to just throw them in the washing machine. And that's sort of the point of all of this, is this really a feasible thing for people who are using flats and hand washing? They get sick, kids get sick, and they still have to hand wash every day, every other day, whenever they're doing it. So I wanted to go ahead and try and, in the spirit of the challenge, go ahead and do the washing, and it was fine. I got through it, and I'm tired, but it's been fine. So the other thing I'm going to talk about today, I have a few different flats that I'm using, and I'm just going to outline or highlight the pros and cons that I've seen of each of them, and that will be it for today. So here we go. This is how I'm drying my diapers today because it is raining outside. So I stuck them on my kids' coffee table here underneath the ceiling fan, and it's drying a lot slower than it was on our hot, windy day the last couple days, but they are drying. So just wanted to show that as well. Okay, so these are the main flats that I have been using for the challenge. On the left here is Nikki's Diapers large bamboo cotton blend flat. And then in the middle here, this is a Target flour sack towel. They came in a pack of 4, just in the plain white. And then on the right here is the Clothies Green Mountain Diapers muslin one size flat. And I just want to kind of talk about what I like about each of them and how they've been working. So let's start with the bamboo. The Nikki's bamboo flats, right when I took them out of the package, I just noticed that they were so incredibly soft, and I really liked that. And I will say, when I'm line drying them, these come right off of the line still feeling really nice and soft. So that's one thing I really like about them. They also are more absorbent than the flour sack towels, so I like that about them. And the large size ones, they're the biggest ones. They're rectangular, which makes them a little bit more difficult to deal with, in my opinion. But if I get the longer side around my son, I can do different folds with it than I can with the other flats. So I like that it's bigger. It gives me more versatility. The things I don't like is it takes the longest to dry on the drying rack or on the line. If you were drying in the dryer, I don't think that would be an issue. So, but if you're line drying, it does take the longest, but it comes off way, way, way softer than either of the cotton ones. I've also heard people saying that that it's more delicate or it doesn't hold up as well. And I did notice that one of them like either had a hole out of the package or it already has a hole in it. So that may or may not be true. I'm going to do a review on these on my channel once I have worked with them a little bit more, but I do really like them and I would definitely recommend them so far. The flour sack towels, it's really just hard to go wrong with these. They are so cheap, at $1 a piece. They're super thin, so they dry super, super fast. They're absolutely the fastest thing to dry out there on the line if you're line drying. But they do get pretty crunchy once they come off the line. They almost stand up on their own. They're not as crunchy as the muslin seems to get, but they're pretty much the same. But because they are so thin, I get a little nervous when it comes to snappying them on my son. So I feel like they work better as a pad fold or maybe doubled up versus like the muslin one is quite a bit thicker. So I don't worry about, even with the same fold, my son, I don't worry about him getting poked where I do with the flour sack towel. But because it's a thinner weave, it's just not as absorbent. So I either have to use these for shorter periods of time if my son's going to wear one, or I'll double them up or use it as like a pad folded and as like a doubler with another fold or another of the flats. So I definitely recommend these. I like having some of these to bulk up my stash because I only have 6 of the other 2, so it makes me a little bit more comfortable to have a handful of these in my stash. So I would recommend these, even for younger babies. The absorbency would be plenty, I'm sure, but my son is 13 months old, so he needs a little bit more absorbency now. And lastly, I have the Clothies or Green Mountain Diapers Organic Muslin one size. And I think these are my favorite because it's sort of the best of both worlds. I think it has comparable absorbency to the bamboo of the Nickies, but they dry almost as quickly as the flour sack towels on the line. The only thing I haven't been loving about these is they are really stiff when they come off of the drying rack, but I find if I like beat them, I sort of just grab every corner and like smack it against the couch or something when I'm folding them, and then it seems to work fine. It softens up enough. And also I've been putting fleece liners on top of them before I put them on my son because he's been having wetness sensitivity lately, so I worry less about them being scratchy or hard for that reason. I did notice when I'm line drying them, it doesn't have the ripply muslin typical look that it had when I first had dried them and prepped them. So I'm wondering if that will come back once I start drying them again or what. But either way, they've been working great. These are my favorite. They're super absorbent. I think the size is really good and versatile for a lot of babies, smaller and bigger size babies, and I really like them. So those are kind of my thoughts on the different products I've been using. And please put in your comments any questions that you have about anything I've been using. I would love to share any advice that I might have. So please go ahead and post any questions you have, and please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.